I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it, I'll take a fat loss.
Welcome back, everyone, to Halloween Haunts 365. I'm Jared.
And I'm Terry.
And I'm 11 pounds lighter. Maybe more after I was moving cars and shit today. So, we're filming this right after the blizzard of 26.
Yeah.
It was after the blizzard of 16, the blizzard of 06, and the blizzard of 96. I think we leave town next 36.
We're getting another one this weekend.
No, we're not. I don't care. But we're gonna hop in here. We're doing a State of the Union. We got 50 questions about the haunt scene altogether. The haunt industry. We're not going to be calling out haunt names. It's just going to be industry wide and our comments. And we got a special guest. We got Troy from Terror Tours and Scare Hollow. Hot take, Troy.
No new taxes. Let me tell you right now, this is the State of the Union. No new taxes. Oh, is that not the right type of State of Union?
The same thing, kind of.
Oh, so we're just going to lie the whole time?
Probably.
Okay, got it. I know the assignment now.
Yep. All right. So the first question. When we say the haunt industry in 2026, it's right now, what does that actually look like right now? I think we're heading towards a good year.
With a lot of changes.
Industry-wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because last year a lot of haunts were able to or had to use the excuse of the election. I know I don't really understand that because I know that haunts are an escape from all of that. And that's the whole point of haunts is to escape everything and go have fun for 2 hours. So I think without that, sure, you're going to have little pockets of things that might affect attendance over, but that's specific to that one haunt or that one little area. But I think there's not that fear of where the money's going to go and come from. Last year, they were able to go and say, well, we maybe not spend money because we don't know what's going to happen. And so what happened. And now we're past that and everybody has calmed down. And so now they can focus on their haunt and know, the next couple of years where their money's going to be or not be and whatever. So I think that excuse is gone. So now it's on you.
Yeah. So like if I look back at 2025, it's probably the most lines I've seen so far.
Yeah. And again, you'll see pockets where they didn't have lines and they, or they only had lines the last week or two, which is really almost industry wide. But there were a fair amount of haunts that started slow. And I think that's just the thing now because I see it. I see people ask like halfway through the season and they go, oh, well, how you guys doing? Oh, it's slow. We're terrible. We're going to have to shut down. The world's going to end. And then about 2 weeks later, like, man, we had the best season ever. Yep. It's like, so really you just have to wait and see. Your last 2 weeks can make up for a sad first 3 weeks, as well. So,
like again, that changes from place to place because we were there before opening and there was lines out the fucking door. So it's like I said, blanket statements.
Yeah.
All right. Are we in a growth year, a correction year, or a holding pattern year?
So you could take that as different ways. A growth year, I would say, because they want to expand.
Yeah.
Correction year, they're making corrections.
I think last season would be the correction year.
Yeah. I think this year would be more of a growth year. I think a fair amount of haunts will hold and just kind of stay with what they have, maybe, do a couple of things. But I think we're going to see some haunts that are doing a lot of things, and that also depends on the weather too. If there's a long winter, a really crappy spring, especially up where you guys are, if there's a really crappy rainy spring, that could set back things. We've seen it, where, we were going to do this and then it didn't stop raining till June,
Right.
So, they may have plans to be a growth year and then they have to end up holding.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
You
Well,
agree?
I spoke what I said.
No, I know. I'm happy you went right off the hip.
Mhm.
Does it feel like more haunts are opening or more are quietly disappearing?
I would say more haunts are openings. We found, quite a few in 2025
Mhm.
that were brand new.
Yeah, we went to a couple that were brand
Yeah.
new.
But I think there's, like at the attraction awards, the haunted attraction awards, the Trans World this last year, um, Field of Screams Montana won for best new haunt. I never even I mean I know they
No. Harrah's Nightmare won for
or no,
Harrah's.
best.
Harris, sorry. It was the year before.
Yeah.
And it was like I didn't even know that there was haunts in Montana. So I think some of maybe the smaller towns and smaller cities, people are seeing that there is a need for those in some of the smaller towns. So maybe some of some smaller areas will get some haunts and stuff like that. Trying to maybe get out from the major cities and maybe get out a little bit further
And I think we have to go growth too, or opening, because the ones that we're losing isn't from a business side. You know what I mean? It's exterior options of why they're
Mhm.
closing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like
Yep. There's
they
some
don't want it anymore. The land is closed. The
Mhm.
building's closed.
Yeah,
It's
they
not that
sold
they're
the
not getting
land.
people.
Right.
It's the
And
other
it is
bullshit.
not easy to move a haunt. Some of these haunts have been there for 15 years and you can't just move a haunt. Now, that doesn't mean that they'll be gone forever. There are a few that, yes, they'll be gone forever, but we may see them pop up somewhere else. But it's not easy to just go one year to the next and go, oh yeah, we're gonna move across town and be the same haunt. That's not it shouldn't be right. Anyways, you should always wait.
Are guests more educated than they were 5 years ago?
No.
I would say
Mm.
I would say yes. And only because there's more reviewers out there and I feel like they go to the YouTube and TikTok to see what's out there.
Yes, but here's my huge fuck no. We still see the fucking complaining. We still see that they have no idea how the show's built. We
Mhm.
still see all the whining and
Yeah, they
complaining.
do
Like if they
ask.
were more educated, we wouldn't have these Mr.
Can
One
I-
haunt a year had to wait an extra hour.
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
waited in line.
But I think
They'd go.
also it once again it kind of goes back to the location thing. You guys have a lot of reviewers up in the Northeast and like in Ohio and Chicago. Down here, we don't have any. Scare Factor doesn't have any teams down here in the South. I think there's one in Florida or Alabama, but like down here in the South, there's not much. In the Northwest, I think there's one team up there. So the reviews, and I also wonder if normals are finding, because like in your last video, you talked about not going to Google reviews. I think that's where normals do go. I don't think normals go to the Scare Factor or any of these places, these YouTube videos. I think it's also because they don't want to, because they just want to go to these haunts and have a good time. They don't want to read 1,700 word or 17,000 word reviews on Facebook. They don't want to read, watch these videos. Like your videos are shorter, so they're better. You don't give it away. Same with Richard. Same with Tim. You guys don't give away the farm, when you go. So people might be watching those to get more of like, should I go to this or should I go to that when they type it into Google and they see a review come up. But I think people just want to not know, like your point about not knowing how haunts are made and stuff. I don't think they want to know
No.
because it's like knowing a magic trick, and to me, haunts should never be upset about long line comments because that means your haunt's good enough to have a long line. I'd rather want a long line than no line.
That's true.
It's true.
Normals think it's a bad thing. We don't.
Is the average haunt customer harder or easier to impress now?
That's a tough one.
I always go back to that the news is scarier than anything we can produce. But I think they expect more, and I think that's home haunts have always beaten pro haunts in that aspect, because you go into some guy's garage, you have no idea what he can build in there, and you're always blown away. When you go to a haunted house, you know there's going to be clowns, zombies, chainsaws, a guy yelling at you. You're going to have certain things that are going to be expected. So when they're not there, they're either mad or they're like, "Oh, I was looking for that, and you got me instead." So I think it's on the haunts to have the expected, but also have the unexpected. And I think they need to work harder on that. Have a chainsaw sound, but there's no chainsaw guy, and have it be a misdirection instead of an actual chainsaw guy running at you. So I think they are getting harder to scare. But I don't know if they're necessarily going there to be fully scared.
Yeah. And we don't have the know of what really impresses the average person either. You know what I
Absolutely,
mean? Because
yeah.
it changes from guy to guy to guy to guy to guy to
Mhm,
guy, girl
mhm.
to guy to guy.
Yep. I've been through a lot of haunts, a lot of the same haunts with a lot of different people, especially when I was in the Northwest. I would go through the same haunts all the time, and I would always pick different people to go with and things like that. And I would go through 5 times, and not every person would get hit by the same thing or, be affected by it for sure.
Do you think expectations are realistic or out of control?
Mm,
That's tough. Expectations of the customer, right?
Yeah, what the customer expects.
No, I think they're expecting something new for why did I spend, especially if the price goes up. If you raise the price, you better damn well have something else to prove that why. I understand that inflation went up. I understand that the cost of your lease, your insurance, whatever, but they don't care about that. They want to know why they paid an extra $10 this year than last year. And they don't care that it's because you had to pay your actors $1 more per hour or whatever. They want it for them. They paid the money. They want the worth. And so I think on that aspect, if you raise your prices, yes, they are expecting more, and I don't blame them for it.
I'm torn both ways. Like, I think so. The out of control, I would consider people like, hey, I want this 2-hour show with Hollywood effects, but I want to be the only one to experience it.
Well, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, that's
Right.
just it's
yeah,
falls in line with the crazy customer thing again.
right. Which for every 700 customers, you get one of those. They're just the loudest ones.
Yeah, they're the ones that are going to take time out of their day instead of
Right.
going, well, that sucked. Whatever. I'm going,
Yeah.
to go eat cheesecake or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What's the single biggest change you've noticed since the 2023 season? So we're going back 3 years. What's changed in 3 years?
mm,
I think rooms are a hell of a lot more detailed.
yeah.
I think sound is coming to play a lot more than it
definitely.
used to be.
Or they're noticing that sound needs to be. There's
Yeah.
haunts that, like you commented about Cutting Edge, about having the same 4 songs, and again, it works. Normals probably don't pay attention to that, where we do, obviously. But if you go every year and you hear those same songs every year, no, I think immersiveness. I think a lot more haunts are recognizing that this is a night. This is not a 10-minute thing. This is something where somebody wants to be immersed in it from the moment they get out of their car. They don't want to walk up to, an old Kmart where the K is still there, and you've got a sign, a Vistaprint banner that says, haunted store. They want to know that they are going into this experience, and they want to enjoy it and be in it. So I think haunts are learning that immersiveness, and maybe not pushing people through and saying we've got a 40-minute haunt, but we're getting them through in 10 minutes because we're pushing them and we don't care about the detail. Like you said, there are a lot more detailed stuff going on. So people are taking more time and they're enjoying their time. Haunts that know that a customer wants an experience are the ones that are going to do better. And so I think there's a lot of haunts over the last couple of years, especially even since COVID, because they had COVID to kind of sit around and do nothing but work on it. And I think they kind of, reset and thought, well, we need to keep them here all night. More midways are popping up, things like that. So it's they're understanding this is a business, but it's also an experience for these people. And so I think that for me, I've seen a lot more immersive sets and immersive, whole haunts.
Completely agree. Are haunts building for passion, profit, or survival right now?
I would say you have some haunts that are building because they love what they do. But
Mhm,
then there are a few I can think of. It's just for the money.
mhm. Oh yeah,
Definitely for the money.
yeah. And now they may be building it that way. The people that are actually doing the work and working there underneath them are probably there for the passion,
Passion.
and the creativity and stuff. They don't want to be the money person, you know. Um, there are plenty of haunts. I always hearken. I know you said don't necessarily name names, but Dark Hour wasn't owned by Alan for years. Alan just bought it a couple years ago, and most people never knew that. They thought he owned it, and to see his type of pride and work into that, and there's plenty of other haunt owners that have that same type
Right.
of pride. You
The
know
passion.
that it didn't matter who owned it; it was who was building it. Yes, his owner wanted to make sure that she made money. And that was on him, but he didn't. He never let that show. So I think there are more doing it for the passion than the money.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right, we're heading to section 2: money, cost, and survival. Are ticket prices finally hitting a ceiling? I don't
hope so.
think they are.
I hope so.
No.
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 Well, my whole thing is if they're going to charge more, they have to add something.
Yes,
Whether
and
it's more time, even if you're adding a minute.
Because you're going to lose
You-
people for that extra money.
Right.
They're
you
gonna,
are, but you
If
aren't.
you're going to charge $30 for a 7-minute haunt,
Mhm. Or you charge 30 minutes for a 7-minute haunt last year and charge them 40 this year, and it's still
Right.
7 minutes.
Right, but
I'm
the
gonna tell-
average person doesn't know it's a 7-minute haunt. So what I'm saying is, I think there's still room, just because of the way the economy is working right now. Eggs went from $1 a dozen to $7 a dozen. We're still buying eggs, which means we're still going to buy haunt tickets.
Well,
So I think it goes hand in hand with what's going on in the world.
the average Joe,
They only go to one, so
with the flannel
That's true.
shirt.
That's
That's
true.
true.
but that's the thing, is they go to the same one every year.
right.
The locals will go to their same 2 or 3 haunts that are around them within 45 minutes to an hour. They generally won't travel very far. So they go to their same 3 haunts every year. And if those same 3 haunts increase their price every year, and it's the same haunt as last year, they're going to tell their other friends. If somebody asks them, hey, where should I go for a haunted house? They're not going to recommend that one. Last year
Right.
they would have. This year they're not, because they didn't get anything extra for that extra $10. So they're going to tell their friends, well, I went to that one last year. It was really great. This year they raised the price. It was the same haunt. That's automatically going to tell that person to go somewhere else.
But in the same motion, you have the ones that have never done this before. They go online. Hey, this one's $45. Let's hit it.
Well, sure.
They
Sure.
don't know what last year was. They don't know how long it was. They don't give a shit.
And I think a lot of people don't ever remember how much they paid for a haunt last year.
Right.
If it's significant, they paid $20. They know because they brought all their friends, and this year it's 40. Okay, they're probably going to remember that. But
Yeah.
little increases, $5, $10, they're not. Most people do not remember what they spent last October 15th.
That's why I think, unfortunately, we're not ceilinged yet. Some places may be.
Right. I hope that from our standpoint and the industry standpoint, that they understand, and I think most of them do, that when you do raise your price, do something for it. Don't just raise it because you want more money or because your rent went up. Try to mitigate that, because there will be people who will notice, but at some point it will be too high, and it is very discretionary funds. I need those eggs. I don't need a haunted house.
Yeah.
It's and if prices go up this year for some reason in the middle of the year, haunts will suffer, because it isn't something they have to do.
Yeah, but the entertainment buck
They will.
always
They
changes
will.
too.
Yeah.
Like movies, theme parks, these things go up every year no matter what.
I've noticed that I go to way less movies now than I ever did.
Well,
And I
it's not the money for me, it's just there's bullshit coming out. Like,
well, true. But it's like I look at the ticket prices and I'm like, oh, like
You
it
want to
makes
be
me
able to
want to
go
try to
see
find another
something
way.
good.
right.
Yeah,
the
it's
price
got to
of the
be
money.
really good.
Yeah.
Right.
So that plays into that, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Epic Universe did the you gotta go 2 days thing, and people did it because it's fucking good. So, and as soon as He Man was put on my phone, I told her we're fucking going.
Well, of course. I think anybody over the age of 35 is going to be in that theater,
Yes.
and most of us are going to be wearing something He-Man related.
And all men because she has no idea what the fuck I'm
Right?
talking about.
Exactly.
So I'm
I'll
gonna
go
make her
alone.
watch. I'm gonna make her watch the old movie, and then we're gonna watch the cartoons.
There you go. I'll go alone. I don't give a shit. I will have my people there with me.
Oh, I'm thinking about taking my kids and bringing my dad.
There you go.
My dad was there through all that for me.
Thanks. My dad's not here. Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's in Oregon. So, sorry, I can't take my dad. He's
Well,
not
watch-
dead.
Wait till Netflix.
Yeah, me and my dad will watch it on the phones together.
There you go.
There you go. Like a FaceTime.
So our add-ons, VIP, Fast Pass, Escape Room, Bar is becoming mandatory to survive.
I don't. Well,
VIP, yes.
Yes.
VIP, yes.
Because it's an automatic easy upgrade and easy. It's 100%
Right.
profit for them.
It's free money in the bank.
But
Right.
I don't think to add escape rooms, to add a bar is mandatory to survive. However, the owners are it's like keeping up with the Joneses.
Mhm.
This one has it, so let's get it. It
Mhm.
holds the people there all night. They spend more money.
Yeah. Bars keep people from pre-gaming in the parking lot and making it worse.
Yes.
Do I like that they have a lot of bars so then everybody can get drunk while they're there and go back through again, because drunk people will just spend more money and they'll just buy, yeah, I'm gonna go back through again. And now they go and attack your people. As long as you're watching it, and I think a lot of haunts are doing a very good job of watching. I haven't heard really any problems
No.
over the last couple of years of haunts that have bars, of anybody causing problems. Usually because the bar is either at the end or it's at like 13th floor has a bunch where they're in the middle and you have to pay to get into it. Like it's part of your ticket and they pull you out and you go into there, you get a shot where, or whatever, and then you leave and, things like that. So, I think the VIP, the speed pass, I mean, let's just try to make it 1 or 2 options. I've seen some haunt pages that have 17 options for tickets.
Right. I
one or
don't
two.
hate that either because that's just adding different profit levels to your thing. Like
It is.
I
it
saw
is.
you get next to the door parking and a t-shirt.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and usually the t-shirt's cheaper than buying the t-shirt. So
It
you're
is.
like,
It is. Mhm.
And we're in farmland for the majority of our haunts.
Right.
So that right next, like if fucking
Yeah.
Frightland, if we had next to the gate, I'd pay that fucking price
Right.
because it's a mile hike. Markov's too.
Yeah.
If you go there later in the night during Markov's, you hiking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, like I get what you're saying. 17 might be a little extreme, but
Right. Yeah. I mean, just, those things, they were talking, there were several haunts that I talked to right after COVID because they were doing the time ticketing thing, and that was a big thing. Time ticketing really came out of COVID because they needed to space you all out. And so some haunts were going to keep it as their version of VIP. And they were going to say, if you want a specific time to come where there's only 30 other people around or whatever, then you can buy that as your VIP. Instead of just having a VIP where you just get in this line, it was literally a specific time to come in. It didn't stick around for long. I don't know if it worked or not.
now they've actually reversed it. So now a lot of the time ticketing is you need your time and date. If you
Right.
buy that VIP pass, you can come whenever you want.
That and
Which
that
made
must
it a little easier.
have worked. Right. And I would like that, especially with weather, like up where you guys are. The weather comes into a factor whether or not you're going out that night. And if you already bought a ticket and it's only good for that super ass rainy night,
Right.
you're gonna be pissed. So, and I've noticed there's more haunts that are putting out not necessarily season passes, but ones where you just buy a ticket and it's good for any night, minus like
Right.
1 or 2 nights or whatever.
Well,
And
I
think that's
get their plan. It just sucks for us The general public, it's probably pretty flawless. Like, hey, we're gonna go this night, assuming it's a weatherproof haunt. Like it's
Right.
indoors. They have their time, their place, and odds are they're fucking gonna forget about
Yeah. I think with escape rooms though, those I would love to know the numbers on how many people actually do the 5-minute escape rooms, the 10-minute, the 30-minute ones at these haunts. I would love to know because it seems like there's a handful of haunts that do it, but not everyone. So it must not be working to the point where everyone has some sort of a midway thing. They have something, so even if it's just a food truck, they have something, and most haunts have something else other than the haunted house. And there's things at haunts that every single haunt has because it works. And the escape rooms, it seems to be, I think, like it depends on the clientele. Are you willing, or, do you want to spend $10 more to spend 5 minutes in a room to try to get out of it and try to solve a puzzle? I would love to know the numbers on how successful that is. Obviously, if they keep it, it's making money.
it. Yeah, because you're not gonna hire someone to work that door
Ab-
all night when you can
absolutely
throw
not.
them in like the ticket booth.
Yep,
Right.
true.
Do smaller haunts still have a fighting chance financially?
I mean, I don't want to name another name, but Devil's Last Laugh is a
Yeah.
prime example of somebody who's very small and packs a wallop. I won't say that I would go to a smaller haunt over a giant mega haunt, but I absolutely love little haunts because they become the giant mega haunts eventually if they want to.
They to me, fighting chance means they play everything financially smart. They don't go for that crazy 7
Yeah.
new scenes
Yes.
this off season if they don't have that in the treasure case. You know what I mean?
Yes, I believe so.
I would, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think they're heavily limited and their growth will be a little slower. But as you build, we lost them.
No, you
As-
didn't. No, you didn't. I'm getting my wife's phone out of here.
Oh, that's what that good noise
So, like,
was.
as you build slowly every year, you're going to get 3 or 4 more that night, 5, 6 more
Right.
that night, 7, 10 more that. But
Yes.
you can't take everything you made and throw it right back in there because it's just you got to go slow if you're smaller. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they definitely have a fighting chance. I don't think anybody should be discouraged if you're a small haunt.
And honestly, I think an attraction is good for 5 years. I really do.
Well, the
A
general
room-
consensus is
a
you don't
r-
make money in 5 years.
A room here, there, a light there or two. You could switch some things without breaking out the 100K.
Oh,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, be smart with it.
Yeah, there's ways to change without, sending 100K to the lumber yard.
Right.
Is inflation still hurting haunts behind the scenes more than guests realize?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, the guests will realize it come ticket prices because you have to make up for that somewhere.
Right.
I think haunts are getting creative with it though, and not allowing it to affect them.
I think we're seeing more in-house building than paying for building.
Absolutely.
I agree
Absolutely.
with that.
Or
Yep.
you're finding the right team member to do that,
Do that
instead
rather
of
than ordering
outsourcing
it.
the entire
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, go with your inside strengths.
thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think inflation is hurting, but also inflation, is a wave, and it's down more than it was earlier. So does that mean that lumber is down? Does that mean that paint is down? Things like that. I think haunts know where they get things and when to get them, and so maybe they fight it that way. Instead of saying, fine, we're just going to buy it every March, no matter what the price is. Well, June, it's a little cheaper. So let's go June.
Yeah. Are sponsors and partnerships becoming more important than ticket sales? No.
Mm-mm.
No, I see less sponsorships. I mean, for things like the tours, yeah, I see that sponsorships help. I see local sponsorships a lot. Like you go to a haunt and you'll see on their railings, in the queue line and stuff like that. You'll see, we were at a haunt in Texas that they had it on their TV monitors. They had sponsorships. I think it's the right placing of it that makes it not so overwhelming. But I think local sponsorship, is a good thing. I don't care if I go to a haunt and they're sponsored by, Pillsbury. That doesn't that I don't give a crap about that. Now I'm hungry, but that doesn't help me at all. If it's advertising a local restaurant that I can go to afterwards, that's a win for both haunt and business. So keep it local if you're going to do it.
Right.
Yeah, the final bottom bell is ticket sales, no doubt. Here and there,
Yeah. Yeah.
What costs seems to be killing haunts the most right now?
Probably actors or
Hourly
employees.
Yeah, payroll.
Yeah.
I'm also saying advertisement because that's crazy right now.
Yeah. I mean, like for me personally, I use a lot of Facebook ads. And that is controlled by me about what I spend on it. I can spend $5 on an ad. I can spend $200 on an ad. I'm not beholden to a company that tells me I have to give them X amount for hopefully, this, what if, if it doesn't happen, I don't get my money back. So I think they need to be smart with their advertising money. If you can do a lot of it yourself and control the money of, where it's going and when and how much, then yeah. I think there's creative advertising. You can send your main Q line actor out on a TikTok once a week. Go walk around town and do stupid stuff. Gets you far more views than any amount of paid advertising.
Guerrilla marketing works every time.
Guerrilla marketing and word of mouth. I mean, honestly, I think haunts spend too much money on advertising.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because the word of mouth that they're getting is tons more than they could ever spend.
Especially like the big wigs, like you got it. Like pay more actors. Like you don't need the 7 billboards or the tickets at every wah or you don't.
Yeah,
it's there. You have it.
The brochures at every
store.
You
know what I mean? Like you already have it. Like it's like, why does Coca-Cola still fucking advertise? We know what it is.
I know.
We're still we've all drank enough to piss it for fucking 3 months.
I think they're scared that you won't.
No, I think for them that level is a tax write-off, and that's why they.
Well, yes, yeah. Because it is odd that these giant companies that make giant amounts of money still advertise. They got a Super Bowl ad every year. Why?
Yes.
I know. I could tell you probably rattle off 10 companies that are going to have a Super Bowl ad this year, and I don't need to see it to know their companies around.
No, because we're already using it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Do we really need a Facebook ad? Everyone knows or a YouTube ad. I saw an ad for I don't know. It's our electric company. We don't have a fucking choice in our electric company. Why are you advertising?
Thanks for reminding me. I have to pay you. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we're heading into section 3: design, sets, and productions. Are haunts getting better looking or just more expensive?
Better.
I am hands down better looking.
Yeah.
More detail.
Yep. And they're doing it. I think they're doing it budget friendly as well. Like they're doing it within their means, like you said, the in-house building. These haunts are taking things they already have, changing them, adding a few things, bringing in good people to that have a vision for it. I think they're definitely for sure.
So here's my favorite: is bigger still better, or are tighter, smarter layouts winning?
I would say
I think tighter, smaller layouts are winning.
Because they're doing more detail to that little area.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, bigger never means better. We always know that. But if you have a giant space, you better use it to make it look tighter.
And don't turn it into a blackout.
Yeah. Yeah. Or a hallway with jackets, a 40-foot long hallway with jackets.
I let the blackouts go if they had 4 weeks. You know what I mean? So yes, one part of that haunt is going to be feely touchy around the walls.
Well, if you have a blackout haunt, a blackout section, and you find out that the person, because you can watch where the people are with cameras and stuff, you see them in the middle of the room, and then all of a sudden you set off strobe lights or something like that. If you have to have a big giant empty room because you can't fill it or whatever, then do something cool with technology in it.
Are you seeing too many recycled ideas and themes? To an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of at that point where what is something else they
What
can
else are we going to do
Right.
without going into IPs?
You
know
said
what I
it.
mean?
You said it last. On your video last week that you use a movie that's been 13 years old. It's 13 years old. People forgot about it, and it's done. And then now you're stuck with it. So, yeah, and I don't think it's their fault. I think there's just not a lot of extra stuff to do. So, do you go gory? Do you go crazy, or do you go, into different realms? Do you do sci-fi? Do you do fantasy? Does that work?
So yes, but that's because there's no other options.
Right. It's not their fault.
No. What haunt design trends felt overused in 2025?
Tunnels, spinny tunnels, still.
Yeah, the vortex tunnel's got to go. It's
That and
been
the
a
airbag.
trick since the later 70s. These things have had these fucking things in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. It's supposed to be a transition, usually to a clown area. The airbags are usually a transition thing. It's different than fear flaps or, just a black room or a closet, a portal, so to say, but like what portals did with their portals, that instead of using a tunnel or airbags, they literally used,
Portals.
different types of
Yeah.
doorways. So, tunnels and airbags. It's an easy way. It's an easy it's an easy way to fill 40 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
the other stuff is kind of needed.
Yeah. What design trends actually excite you right now?
Oh no.
So I love that haunts are getting brighter. I really
Yeah.
do.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
showing off the
Mhm.
amount of work they're doing.
Yep.
And some of the best scenes we saw this year were organic.
Yeah.
Like it was a dining room. It was lit by an actual chandelier and a table lamp. Like
Mhm.
organic lighting. Make this shit look like I just walked into my aunt's dining room.
Right. It also,
That's creepy as hell.
it brings you into the scene.
So
It's
I
the-
like the
yeah.
more realistic looks
Yeah.
happening instead of, the neon blood across the wall.
I like multi-level. We did a couple this year, and I've done a couple over the last several years of going up and down stairs, being able to look down at a place you just were or walk over it. Using multi-level, features. Having giant sets, where you're walking in and out of them, around them, or under them, outside, back inside. I think it just goes back to the immersiveness. That's what excites me more, is that they're paying more attention to what it feels like to be in there, and that goes along with the lighting. Most of the places that you would go into where this would be real would be way more lit.
Yeah, I love being able to see the detail they all put into it with the just lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, why'd you do it if we can't see it?
Right.
Right.
Oh, we ran into that in the Philly tour.
Mhm.
All right. So another design trend that actually is exciting me, but it's not there yet, is projection mapping.
Yeah.
So the idea is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The technology is not there yet. So all of the projection is cartoonish to me, because it has to be.
They're
Because it
using
has
AI.
to be created on a program that can
Right.
show off that size of an image. As
True.
you know, making the shit we do, you expand an image, it breaks up into
Right.
nothing.
Mhm.
So when I see a giant ship and I walk up to it, I can see the pixels in it, it takes me right out. I want that shit painted. But as cameras advance, as
Mhm.
technology advances, we can do real shit with photo mapping. Like
Yeah.
you could have a whole room on fire that looks like straight up fire once someone films fire with a wide enough
Right.
with a big enough 8K camera.
But they
'Cause
also
then
have to be able to buy the expensive projector.
not even though, because most of them are 4K projectors, which will do a real image pretty
That's
fucking good.
yeah.
So it's about where they're stuck now is they have to use cartoonish stuff because the actual footage doesn't exist and it's too expensive to go have someone film.
Right. I like it if they're going to use it on like the facades,
Oh,
using it, using it in a graveyard to project a background, or onto tombs, have the projector right at a level where it could project to all the tombstones,
yeah.
and do
Yeah.
something like that.
Where we first started seeing it, it was on two houses on the facades.
Yep.
So it was a straight up video. Nothing looked cartoonish. Like
Right.
because they had actors actually film this.
Oh, nice.
When you have that stock footage, A, it's gonna be grainy, B, the cartoony takes me out. C, why are we doing this? Why is this part of this? So
Yeah.
like I'm in the middle with we're almost there.
Yeah.
Because you could set an entire room ablaze once you film a high definition flame with no background. You could put that in any room. That's going to look like there's a fucking fire right there.
Yeah.
But when you make it a cartoon fire, you're done.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think even normals wouldn't be affected. They'd be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna, and then if you could figure out, you add a heater in there, you add a couple heaters in there that come on.
Heaters,
and,
couple
make
crackles, a
it
little
and-
fog.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I mean, going through Backdraft when I was a kid at Universal Studios California, I thought I was gonna die in there. I mean, I was like 8 years old, so I mean, there's that. But I mean, there was real flame going over the top of me on those stairs and shit, and I was scared shitless in there, And so you have to have all that to make that flame real. But yeah,
Or even like the elevators opening in The Shining. You
Mhm.
could do the blood rushing towards you
you could.
if
Yeah.
you have the footage big enough.
Mhm.
I think that's a gap we have, and someone could fill that because we have the projection mapping companies. They do good. It's just they don't have the materials to make that look like I'm watching a 4KX movie. You know what I mean?
Start projection mapping company and don't.
No,
tell
you need to start the content for the
start
projection.
content projection mapping. Don't tell Jared. Got it. I got it.
I think there's an estate there.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, hey, I can film this wall of water, you can put it in your projection mapping, it's gonna look real instead of a cartoon.
And maybe that's something these marketing companies could, split off.
Once the marketing
Very-
companies
very
learn how to get, followers,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's-
To me,
yeah,
if
it's
you're
fair.
a marketing company, you should have more followers than me.
Right. But they could diversify their time if they're not working too much, because if they're worried about AI taking over their jobs, then do something like that, where I don't want AI to do that. I want real actors
Yeah.
doing that. I want a real house looking on there.
Right.
We'll
Right.
go out and start filming that stuff. Become a content and marketing company.
I think there's a market there because a lot of places the projection mapping, once you learn it, is pretty cool. The 4K projectors are affordable.
Mhm.
It's the content going into that I think we're stuck at.
Mhm.
But we're early in. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's trash.
No.
But once you get like the 4K footage of like a wall collapsing, that's gonna look cool as shit.
And it just takes the time to get the stock footage, and there's plenty of time to do that if you're if you want to build a company around it.
Right. I'm saying there's anyone that can afford a pretty fucking big camera, the money's there.
Mhm.
All right. Just something I've been holding in for a while.
I can tell.
Because one hunt, the facade looked great.
Mhm.
All the projections were 4K. Nothing looked cartoonish. Then deeper in, why didn't you just fucking paint this?
Yeah.
Like, it just, I don't know. All right. I'm back now. Are walkthrough attractions still king, or is that changing? I guess they mean like hay rides. Walkthrough still king.
I would say walk through.
Yeah.
We know Troy loves his hay rides.
I do, because I don't have well, I have like one down here somewhere. It's in over by Austin. Yeah, yeah. I think walkthroughs are. I think that hay rides, especially up like where you guys are becoming like there's more hay rides up there than there are haunted houses. I mean, it almost seems, or everyone has a hay ride with their haunted house. You know, so I think the walkthrough is where you're going to get people because you automatically have the waterproofing aspect.
Yeah.
You know, and the ability to build year round. You know, you could be inside a building and do it in January while that hayride has to sit. You know, it's in snow.
It's immersion for me. Like
Yeah.
every
You're
year,
more immersed.
I'm gonna be on about 10 hay rides, right? Give
Yeah.
or take 10. I look forward to one.
Yep.
I'm not saying I'm mad I'm on another one, but there's one I'm like,
Yep.
get
Oh, I know.
get me on that.
Mhm. Yeah, it is hard to put you in anything because they are scenes to scenes to scenes, and there's nothing in this world where you would walk from a butcher shop, giant butcher area to a clown festival where they shoot people out of a cannon. You know, there's nowhere in the world that would ever happen. Where some of these haunted houses, especially the ones like in theaters and schools,
Yeah.
I could see some of that devolving into that situation, or these old haunted houses where they're just you're in a haunted house and that's the theme. So yeah.
Are outdoor haunts aging better than indoor ones? No.
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 Mm-mm.
It's impossible.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird question. I
Yeah.
don't like it. Move on. Next.
Actors and staffing. Is finding good actors harder than ever?
No,
I
it's
would-
retaining them.
I would say in 2025, we talked to a lot of haunt owners, and they said that they had them lined up.
Yeah.
I think because word is getting out more, and everybody wants to act.
Yeah.
But the key word there is that third word in, meaning good.
Well, I think a haunt, as long as the haunt doesn't say, okay, go, and just lets them find their own rooms and do whatever they want. If
Right.
they say, if they have, okay, you're going to go in here. I was told I'm going to go in this area, and this is what my area is. So I knew what I needed to be. What did they tell me what to say and what to do? No, but they said this is your area. Kind of figure out what you're going to do in here and things like that. Seasoned actors don't need that. They know their spots. They know what they're going to do. But I think as long as you have a clear cut thing of where these actors are going to go, and then you watch them and you say, hey, this guy's doing really great over here, or this guy sucks at this spot. Let's put him over here and see how he does. If you can move people around, then you'll keep them. They'll be happy. You'll be happy. I don't think haunts have a problem finding actors. It's keeping them.
Yeah.
And it's not because of pay. It's not because of no pizza parties. It's because of, I don't want to wear a mask 3 or 4 hours a night for 30 nights. I don't want to, I don't want to work outside. I thought it'd be fun to work on a hayride, and now I can't feel my feet for 3 weeks because I'm
Right.
outside, in the wet. I think keeping an actor from September 15th through October 31st is extremely hard. I would not be surprised if there are haunts that get new actors halfway through the season and put out calls, or try to find people on their own quietly, because of that. I don't think their original crew is the one that ends.
Very rarely.
Yeah.
Has actor quality gone up or down overall? I'm gonna say up.
I
Yeah.
would say up.
Yeah. I think because
They
haunts
also-
are putting more effort into it.
Yeah.
Right. They have some of them have boot camps. Some of them have acting classes.
Mhm. I've noticed that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. It's not. Okay, go.
Right.
It's we're at least gonna give you some building blocks, to go off of. I love haunts that don't give them a script, because scripts don't work. Because what they think will work in that room and then what you end up doing in that room is two different things. So letting them develop as the night goes on, but giving them some tips and tricks and things. There are plenty of first time actors every year that have no idea how to do this, and they come out of it much better. So I think yes, they're getting much better.
Are icons and recurring characters still important? I'm saying yes.
I like the old school
No, they mean like picture Miss Laurel. She's Laurel. It's a
Oh,
Laurel
okay.
icon character.
For marketing,
Frankie.
yes.
Right. You have, if they've been acting at the haunt for such a long time, they're going to get,
But what they're saying is having a face of the company important. That's your
oh, yeah,
icon character.
I would agree.
Yeah, for marketing, yes. For the
Right.
quality of the haunt, no. I don't think it matters if people go to Dent Schoolhouse to see the Pumpkin Smasher out in the beginning. All of their icon characters are outside.
Yeah.
Almost
And
none of
that's mainly what it is.
right,
Like,
right. They're outside for the views, the TikToks,
and that's what the people remember the most is I remember when that actor came up and fucked with us in line.
Well, yeah, because they were there for 3 hours waiting to get in line, so they remember that was fun, and it passed the time. I don't think it's essential to a haunt to have an icon character. If you have one, if you get one, fine, use it. It's not detrimental either. Okay, all right, I'll go. That was his Troy timer.
That went off a half hour ago. Do actors need to be entertainers now, not just scare machines? Yes.
I would
Oh,
agree.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're
a
not
lot
there.
of your, yeah, a lot of your line actors aren't really going to scare you, but they're going to entertain. Well,
They scared Terry. I think the parking lot guy a few times scared. Ma'am, over here. Whoa.
usually a normal person, they're going to interact with the people in line.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, making
Yes,
someone scream or making somebody laugh is equally important.
Yep.
Right, because not everybody is as jumpy as me.
Yeah, I know.
So, as for you, like they would have to mess with you and
Make me
you
laugh.
laugh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They have to be able to read the person.
Yeah, what your money's worth to you is different. Do
Right.
I want to go in there to be scared? Do I want to go in there to have a good time? Do I want these guys to have fun? I want to watch that person get scared that's in my group. So I'm going to laugh when he gets scared because I know he'll get scared. I get to laugh and I'm not scared. So but I still had a great time. My money's worth. Done.
Right.
Are haunt owners doing enough to retain talent? For a blanket, yes.
Yeah, they're paying them.
Mm-hmm.
Give them awards. Give them, scarret badges. Give them, the ability to get that haunt spot again. Seniority type of stuff. Obviously merch and things like that. Then maybe they send them on a trip somewhere. They send them to they pay for them to go to Transworld next year or something like that. They give them perks.
What's the biggest actor mistake you see haunts making?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends because we're not in them long enough to know how
Right.
well that actor was the next night. Were there, we had a bad actor that night. Was he there the next night?
So,
Maybe not,
yeah, and just knowing the people that I know, I think the biggest thing is keeping the wrong person in the wrong place too long.
Just because you don't want to
Just-
deal with it and you don't know where else to
Well,
put it.
that and you need that person there. So, like
Yeah.
that room is okay with that animatronic because it's a smaller room. So you need this guy here. So we're just gonna leave him here. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying a lot of places do this, but I think that would probably be the biggest mistake.
Yeah. I think it goes back to having the boot camps and stuff. I don't think haunts are having a lot of problems with that.
No.
I think that haunts have really done a lot with actors over the last couple of years for sure.
Your cat hair is just like taking off. All right. Section 5, tech, effects, and innovation.
Tech.
Is technology helping haunts or distracting them? I think it's helping.
Yeah, it's helping.
Helping.
Yeah. You're
Or-
you're going to have to use it. It's
Yeah.
there. It's most of the time it's relatively cheap still, even just from LED lights, to, now using controllers and wireless things and things like that, Bluetooth things and, like you said, projection mapping,
All right. Do you need the pause?
No.
We can pause real quick.
All right.
All right, back from that break. Are animatronics being overused? Some.
Some haunts are all animatronics.
I
And
love actors, so
me too.
I'm always against a full animatronic haunt. I want animatronics for distractions for the actor to
Right.
need to do.
Right.
Sure.
Or
there-
hay rides. They really work well in hay rides because
yeah.
you don't have that atmosphere anyway.
Right. So it's okay that something's coming out and you can see it.
Right.
If you're creative of where your air ram is and where your air release is, I kind of learned that this year when I used my first air prop in my home haunt. I did not want that air compressor, and I had the air release. That's usually where the cylinder is, and that's usually really close to the prop. But if you can muffle that with sound, but my air compressor was up in my attic with 13 inches of insulation between that, and I ran the wires down. I never wanted anyone to hear that air compressor. And so if you have those type of props, do the best to hide everything other than the prop, or even hide the prop 100%. I don't like walking around a room and seeing the nose of a puppet prop. Because I know what it's going to do now. Granted, I'm not a normal, so I know what's going to happen. I'm sure normals walk around that they're not looking at it at all. And then they get hit by a giant dragon or whatever. Okay, that's cool. It works for them. I have to remember that I'm not a normal, and this stuff. I know what's coming around almost every corner. I still get hit. You've been with me. I still get hit. But hiding those animatronics and making them not as obvious, I think is the key if you're going to use them. But I'm still all for actors.
Me too. All right, where does AI actually belong in the haunt industry?
Where's my garbage can? Hold on.
Yeah.
In
AI
the office.
is not just picture creation.
No, in the office, it's fine for doing. I saw one today, and I think you shared it with me about it was helping make escape room puzzles.
Yeah.
Okay. I use it a little bit for 3D printing when it says, how do I get this to do this? It'll give me the steps of how to do it. They're not maybe the perfect steps, but it got me there. Writing up a business plan, writing up, actor contracts or actor training tips or something like that. You've come up with the basis and you're throwing it in there. I think in the office space, I think AI is just fine. Use it as a starting point, but don't ever use it as the full thing. Do not use it as your marketing full end picture, because I will find it and I will blast you. And I will blast you hard until your business is in the ground. Because you're dumb. If you spell Halloween with 2 R's and 7 Z's and the E's are all together in one line, yeah. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, I've said in the previous video, I use it for thumbnails. Why? Because it's funny. That's
Fuck
it.
that lady. Fuck that lady. I don't even care. She's a bitch. She's a fucking bitch.
Well, honestly, dude, I would have a graphic designer if I could afford a graphic designer.
I think she was offering to do it for free. I think.
Apparently.
I think she should shut her mouth unless she wants to put her money where her mouth is. There, It's now the one thing I will disagree with you on. You said thumbnails don't make money. There are a lot of influencer YouTubers that their thumbnail absolutely is what gets people to watch their videos. A lot of those, there's a documentary about the Nickelodeon kids or whatever it was, or the YouTube kids. They all lived in a house in California, and they did that. The thumbnail, they would work for hours on that to get the one that would entice somebody to click it. So thumbnails do make people watch it. Does it make you money? I don't know, but I do believe that thumbnails will
listen, I'm just saying, when you click my thumbnail, you're not watching an AI video with an AI voice and then AI footage.
No, and I don't care that you have AI in your in your thing, because of the exact reason that Terry said. It's funny.
Yep.
I know that it's not your picture. You didn't draw it. You didn't pose for it. All that kind of shit. I know that, but it's funny, and it's all that matters to me. And I clicked it.
We posed for the last one, all 3 of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had to stop working to get his picture next to a container at Walmart.
It took you 30 seconds.
It did, but I kept forgetting because I was busy panic buying for people.
All right. Our projection mapping and screens getting stale. We already covered that.
Yeah.
What tech trends feels like the future?
I think more automation, more I can see haunts ignorantly going to like a lot of automation and removing actors, because if you can have a prop react to three different people in a line through automation and stuff like that, that might be detrimental. But I'm seeing, I think that's something that's gonna be an issue.
What's one tech trend that needs to die? Using AI for your
Yeah.
ads.
Well,
for
yeah,
haunts.
yeah.
Professional haunts. Haunts that have been there for more than 5 years, still using AI for their ads. If I can put together an ad in 10 seconds with the footage I have, you sure as fuck can too.
I would rather see an MS Paint or a Canva advertisement than an AI for a first year haunt too.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care if you are a first year haunt and you have $30. It's free to use Canva or Paint or Photoshop. I mean, you could pirate Photoshop. I don't give a shit.
I use GIMP. It's a free
Yep.
Photoshop.
Yep. Use that and put your name on it, put some text on it. It literally could take you 20 minutes to do it, and nobody would sit there and say that's AI. Because as soon as you put that up, if you're a first day haunt or you're a 30-year haunt, the first second you put that up, the first comment's gonna be that's AI. Right out of the gate. Not, oh cool, I want to go to your haunt.
Yeah.
That's AI.
And listen, if you don't know how to do something in Photoshop or GIMP, ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's okay
use
to
AI
use it for that.
to teach you how to make something on your own.
I used YouTube for 10 years on how to do shit in GIMP.
I still use YouTube for everything. I think, but in an actual haunt, I don't really know. I think it still goes back to hiding the technology. I don't want to see the fog machine. I don't want to see the laser beam that trips the the prop later on. Hide your sensors, hide your lasers for your laser swamp better.
Hide your speakers.
I mean, laser swamps can be a technology thing that I think is getting overused. I think it's every haunt has it, and most of them don't have a reason for it.
And most of them don't use them right.
No.
There's a lot of times I walk in, there's clearly not enough fog, you can see the ground. When done right, you could scare the shit out of Terry.
Right. They're very effective if they have the right amount of fog and the right type of fog. And I think some will skimp on the non-haze, or they don't have the machine that'll do it right and they just fill up the room and fog goes away, so you have to pay attention. You have to have somebody on that.
All right, so next up, getting into marketing, social, and media. Are haunts marketing smarter in 2026? Some.
Yeah.
I still think they're spending too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is TikTok more important than websites now?
Yes.
I think it's a generation.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to TikTok to look something up rather than going to a website.
Well, everyone doom scrolls. We all do it.
Mhm.
Me and you go to bed doom scrolling.
Yeah.
We have learned so much shit off of TikTok.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You need both. So I'm not going to say one's more important than the other because the website is what you're going to hit right after you see the TikTok.
Right.
How much is this? Where is this? So on and so on.
But my biggest thing for websites is, and this is like just customer 101, never make them work for it. If they have to click more than once, even they won't do it. So honestly, most haunts don't need 15 pages of material. You need to have your ticket page or at least a ticket link right in the first. Don't let them scroll. They shouldn't even have to scroll to get to a ticket thing. I think on my website, if you load it up, you can hit the word tickets before you scroll or click anything. Because and on all my social media posts, I just take you right to the ticket lead page. I don't even take you to my website. I take you to where you can buy tickets. the website could be for backstory, it could be for fun stuff, whatever, but your tickets is the reason you have a website, because you have to sell them somewhere. And so that's your link to get them to the ticket website, whatever. Make that the easiest thing for them to do. They already found your thing by easily scrolling. Now make them click once to be able to give you their card number. You make them work more than that, and they'll find somewhere else.
The biggest suggestion I have for all haunt websites, I need 3 things on your main page. Buy tickets, like you said, and I need your calendar
Oh yeah.
in fucking January.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It doesn't hurt. It literally costs you nothing to tell me when you're open this season, because you
And
already
they all
fucking
know it.
know.
They all know it. They
So
all
why
know it.
why wait? Because that honestly that limits me as a consumer.
Mhm.
Because guess what? Does everyone plan their fucking haunt trip in March? No. But do a lot of people? Yeah,
Especially if they're going out of town.
exactly. So if you're like, hey, if we go to New Orleans, we can go to a couple haunted houses. Let's see where they're at. Oh, there's no thing. No, you're gonna fucking forget about it before you go.
Mhm.
So that's what I need.
Yeah.
And I need some actual pictures of what it looks like in your establishment. I need
Yeah.
that all on the front page.
Yeah,
I don't
not a-
the
not a- not a
backstory.
thought video.
I
Yeah.
will look at later when I'm closer to going to the haunt, just because I'm
Yeah.
a nerd.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those are the 3 things I need when I scroll 3 scrolls.
Yeah.
I need the buy tickets, the calendar, and actual photos of your haunt.
Yeah. Photos or a YouTube video right up there on the front that I can click quickly. Watch it in your page, not a link to the YouTube video. Don't take me away from your page. Keep me there. Yeah.
Let it pop up. If I could do it on fucking Blogger, you could do it on your website.
That's right. Yep.
You good with that?
Mhm.
You agree?
Yes.
All right, chicken Parmesan chicken.
Parmesan cheese.
Are haunts too dependent on influencers? No.
No.
Mm. I see them give them too much time of day.
That I agree with.
Yeah.
And not to be rude, I think they give too much time to reviewers. Like, not the ones that are 1 and 2 people, the ones that are 10 people. That needs to stop. You get 1 free ticket, you get one buy one get one free or something like that. I think because it kind of goes back to what I said in the beginning. I don't think normals are watching it. I don't think normals are looking at reviews unless it's on Google. I just think they're going, and they don't care about reviews. I can tell you right now, most haunters will read those reviews and watch them, because we are looking, like you said, we're looking for out of town. We're looking for somewhere else to go. The normals are not. So paying or giving away giving away the farm to a bunch of influencers or reviewers, I don't know how much the ROI is on that.
Right.
You
And
know?
my instinct is you watch your influencer, right?
Mhm.
So come November 1st, they're going to Christmas theme parks. You're done. They don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Whereas actual haunt groups are still going to fucking haunts. They're still open.
Yes.
We got another 2 months of covering haunts.
I
So
would
that right
definitely
there-
give you guys more time of day as a haunt owner than I would an influencer. Yes, absolutely. Because the influencer's there to use you, not to help you. Really.
Right. And then when we come to reviews, do we do haunt reviews? Yes. But we show you a lot fucking more than the haunt review.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm showing you what it looks like inside. I'm showing you what it looks like outside. I'm telling you exactly what we thought of everything.
Right.
Done.
The,
So we're doing it without giving away the farm. Writing 12 pages on Facebook, no one's reading it.
the real question for all, and I know this isn't necessarily about reviewers, your general question there, but would you still go to these haunts and review them if you had to pay full price?
I do.
Yeah.
Right.
do.
You guys, yes. And you guys do pay for a lot of them. But that's the question to all haunt reviewers. Would you go if you weren't wined and
Right.
dined? And would you change your, that's my thing, is I don't think any reviewer should be getting in for free, because to me, it does make you bias. It does change. And I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen where they got to pay 1 year and didn't have to pay the next year. And that review was sparkling the year they didn't have to pay.
Well, we're always honest.
Yeah. And I think the majority, especially the ones that I know, because I'm not going to keep shitty people around, that is true. They're very honest. Would that lower the amount of haunts you could do every year if you didn't get a couple free tickets? Yeah, it probably would.
Some
but,
people.
that's where the real question as a reviewer to yourself is: would I give this haunt the same review if I had to pay for it? And would I still go if I had to pay for it? Am I doing it for the review or the free chance to go to a haunt?
And I'm going to add again to this video, Google reviews you need to take with a grain of salt.
Absolutely.
And they just covered this in the HHA Scream Zine, saying we need to stop attacking haunt to haunt on Google reviews.
Absolutely.
And he couldn't have said that better.
Nope. I agree.
It's ridiculous. Like, if you're going to be that jealous and that petty, why bother?
Right.
Yeah. And it takes 10 seconds to find out where they are, because
Right.
they always have their real name on it somewhere, you know.
Right.
And
then
can
you
tell.
punch it into Facebook, actor at so-and-so. You know, like...
Yep, because everybody wants everybody to know they work there. So yeah, no, I've seen that happen, and it is extremely. Everybody's trying to do the same thing, and we're all trying to make a business. We're all trying to entertain people, and all you're doing is ruining that for yourself as well, because your haunt will suffer for it.
And what they don't fucking understand is if you team up, you can share ticket stashes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana, we did it. You bought that VIP, you had VIP access to 3 fucking haunts. See what happens when you team up? You're making another ticket.
Yep. And they are starting to do that. I'm starting to see a couple of close haunts doing it together. At least even at the minimum, advertising for each other.
Right.
You know.
Because here's the deal. You can have haunt A, haunt B, hayride, house, trail. They're not going to be the fucking same.
Absolutely not.
Not remotely close to the same.
And one of them already got your money. So let them go to the other haunt and get their money too.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And usually you can hit them both the same night. So you both win.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. If I know I can save $5 to drive 10 minutes down the road to go see that haunt,
we're going.
Because I have their ticket that I just bought. Yeah, I'm going.
It doesn't even have to be like, it could be a drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, another haunt's 10 minutes away. I didn't know it was there. Let's go.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
We find that in the wild all the time. Like,
yep.
not so much anymore because we have it all.
Right.
But
yeah. I know several here in Texas that do it where you get a free VIP upgrade if you bring the ticket from the other haunt.
Right.
You know, you still have to buy their ticket full price, but you get a free, the upgrade. So,
and who's not going to do that? It's a free upgrade.
Easy.
You mean I could go over there, pay their regular price, and I don't have to wait?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yep.
And think about how many areas we know where they're just right here.
Yeah. Competition is fine, but don't be malicious about it and help each other.
Fucking have fun with it.
You're only open 30 days. Jesus.
Right. Like,
not even.
Yeah. Why be that malicious? I mean,
right.
And that honestly, when I find out a haunt has done that to another haunt, I'm not going to the haunt that has their actors doing that. I don't care how great it is.
Yeah.
So you lost me, and I'll go to the other haunt just because.
Do haunts understand branding better than they used to? Some,
yes.
It's on every piece of merch they could think of.
I like how some of the haunts, more haunts than before, are taking their actors, their line actors, and branding them that way. Like
Right. Yep.
putting them on T-shirts and tumblers.
oh, yeah.
Yep.
You're a brand.
Right.
Like that's what we
You
have here
created
is
that.
we are a brand.
Mm-hmm.
Everything coexists in this brand. Review, interview, whatever. It's always going to be funny. It's always going to be me wiling out, and it's always going to be educational in some form or fashion.
Yep.
Like I only lost my cool twice in the last video.
I had to go back and watch it again. It was great.
I may or may not have told someone to go fuck themselves.
You did. It was fantastic. I laughed audibly. Ashley goes, "What?" And I go, "Jared."
Did you show her? Because it was
No, not yet. She'll like it though.
Okay. All right. The guest experience, as we're over an hour. Holy shit, long video.
Yeah.
It's all right. I was due for a long
It's
one.
50 questions. What do you think we're going to do? Do it in
Right.
10 minutes?
But there's a lot in the industry we got to go over, you
Yeah,
know?
it's kind of a big industry.
It's
for
the
us
state
small.
of the union.
I know, right? State of the
biggest.
union.
It's
State
the
of the
biggest
union.
small industry ever.
Right.
Are haunts designing for scares or Instagram moments? I think both, and the smart ones do it correctly.
Yeah, because if you're gonna have that spot where they get the picture of them going,
What was the
cool.
conversation me and you had at Penhurst? What do they need in every photo op?
The word Penhurst.
Their fucking logo.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Logo, hashtag something. You cannot have a photo op. You cannot have a picture area. Even if it prints on the picture, that's fine. But if it's something that's digital where they get it on their phone, they get it downloaded off your website, it better damn well have your brand.
Watermark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
But I
Back to
don't
branding.
have them have a photo op without the logo in sight at every
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah.
Do guests still want to be scared or just entertained? I think they still want to be scared.
I still want to be scared.
Because the biggest complaint you hear or them trying to be hard is, I wasn't even scared.
Wasn't even scared. Yeah.
Right.
But I bet you they laughed.
Oh, yeah,
And
they
that's
did.
the part is they don't realize they had a good time. They thought they needed to be scared. And I think that's where the audience is changing, is that I think you were always expected to be scared. There was zero entertaining. There was zero laughing. It was, we have to scare these people. We have the pee pant number. We have to, we have our poop numbers. And if we don't get that, we didn't do our job. But entertaining is where the industry is going. It's
Entertainment
still
is going to bring that person back.
Right. Yeah.
9 out of 10 times, if they had a fun night out at your haunt for the night, scared or not scared, if they had fun, they're coming back.
Yeah. And fun could be getting scared at one moment and laughing at the next.
Exactly. Or you
Right.
just laugh through the whole way because it was hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
for Terry, it's very easy for her to jump. So that scare is happening. For me, it happens once a season. So if the actors are snicking and making fun of me and calling me fat, I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Then I'm having a nice snack, drinking a, fun night.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Is customer behavior... Oh, nope. Are rules and safety killing immersion or protect the industry? Protecting the industry.
I love waivers that mean absolutely nothing.
Right.
Now, I think in the beginning, yes. I think in the queue lines, in getting into the haunt, it removes them 100%. If I have to stand there and read through some stupid ass waiver that most normals don't realize doesn't hold up in court, that ruins that I'm going into something that now, it's like going to an amusement park. I know I could fall off the ride, okay, but I'm still going on it, So
Right.
just put it up there. I've been to many haunts where they have the rules and they have the disclaimer on the wall and you go like this, or they assume you read it. It's on the back of your ticket. That's their liability. Okay, great. That's all you need. I don't want to sign. This whole waiver thing is just stupid. I think it is that they know it's not real. Like normals don't know that. Normally it scares them into not suing you if they
Right.
fall over or they get scared into a wall. I get that. I get why they do it. I hate it because it's a waste of time. And it takes the fun. Like I said, when I step out of a car, I want to be immersed. I step out of the car and there's a line actor there hassling me, and then he goes, "By the way, sir, would you like to sign this paper that says you can't die? If you die, I'm not in trouble." Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate you changing from Billy Bob, the drunk zombie guy, into Mr. Waverman. I know there's one haunt that is working on a ticketing profile right now for their own haunt here in Austin, and the waiver is part of the ticketing process. So you sign that while you're buying a ticket in September. Who cares? That's
Right.
great. Take it out of the haunt space.
There's
The
a couple
rules
of
and
them
safety,
like that.
sure. Leave them up on
Yeah.
the wall. I don't care. People don't read that shit anyway. So and to me, the whole thing of all these people, when you walk up, please don't touch our actors and they won't touch you. Please don't touch the sets. Please don't. Every person who's been at that haunt knows that. They all have, I mean, it's almost like, okay, I don't know.
There's haunts that do that in a comedic way.
Yes,
And
and that's great. Please do that.
My favorite one is, I'll say name, Reapers.
Okay.
It's Kelly telling you not to touch anyone as he's like this detective sitting in a black and white chair. It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do
If you
that.
can have
Make
fun
it
with
fun.
Yes. Yeah. Other than that, it's it's stupid. But I get it. That's how they get their insurance. That's how they can't have insurance unless they tell you those things or put those things on the back of the tickets.
Right.
So I get why they do it, and they can't not do it. You know, I'm not saying drop it, but it's hell annoying.
Make it funny.
Yeah. 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 Make it part of the haunt.
What do guests complain about that actually isn't a real problem?
Lines.
Well, lines, like we said. Yeah. That's a good
Lines.
problem.
Or when sand falls on your head.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Being totally immersed and having sand fall on your head and being upset about it is wild.
Or being
There's just
scared.
some people that just
Yeah.
need to stay the fuck home.
Yeah.
I
I got
being
so scared.
haunts, movies, television, theme parks.
Mhm.
Just read
Yeah.
a book.
I told them not to scare me and they scared me. Good.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Regional and industry health, section 8. Are some regions clearly stronger haunt markets than others?
Yeah. But oddly, though, like, I don't understand why you guys have so many hay rides up there and have shitty weather most of the time. Like,
I'll
it-
tell you why. They have the land.
yeah, that's true. Like in Oregon, we had what's interesting. There's a haunt in Iowa who will not open if it rains. They're a walking trail. They will not open if it rains. In Oregon, they would open, pouring down rain, wind. The only thing that would shut them down is lightning. It's the only thing. Other than that, they were open and they were all. We had more outdoor haunts in Oregon and Washington than we had indoor. It was wild that we had that many. So it was weird where the haunts were more successful and where they were. Like I said, with Montana, I didn't even know they had a haunted house there. It depends on your population. Colorado is a prime example. I can only name one that's in the whole state that I know of. And I know Colorado's a pretty damn big state and they got some big towns in there. I can only name one. In Ohio, we could be here all night. Pennsylvania, I could be here all night naming off haunts. Texas has a lot, then you go to like Alabama and Mississippi. One? Or no, well, that's even in Georgia. So like I can't even name one in Alabama, because it's a weirdly not strong area. And I don't know why. I don't know why
Do you think religion plays a part in that?
I
I think it
true.
does.
That is true.
Because we're seen as Satanists.
Yeah.
I'll get that
Could
post
be.
every once a fucking
Mhm.
year.
Well, yeah, that's why there's not a lot in Kansas, Mississippi, Missouri. You only have a handful. I think Missouri has the most of in that Bible Belt area. Some of them are pretty extreme in Missouri too. So yeah, I think it's weather and land. Obviously down here, Texas, we have a lot of haunts. It's 85 degrees in the middle of October. They're all indoor because they all got AC. We have a couple outdoor haunts, but yeah.
Are we seeing haunt fatigue in certain areas?
Hmm.
I don't think so.
You would think like a place like Chicago where you can almost
Right.
see the other haunt next door to the other one. That there's so
I
many,
know.
but it's still wildly successful up there.
Right.
And look at PA. There's so many haunts and they're all very successful. And it doesn't seem like one is suffering because they're surrounded within 20 minutes of another one.
Nope.
Right. No.
They're all getting paid. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you can only go to one. I mean, you can only go to the haunt once, really. As a normal, you go to one haunt once. You're not going to go 15 times. So you want to go, you have at least 4 weekends, in October, and most of them are open into September. So you've got many opportunities to go see haunts. So if you only have one, that sucks. If you got 15, shit, I got a couple years of new haunts to go to every year. So no, I don't think so.
is the industry better when there are fewer, stronger haunts or more options?
More
I'm
options.
saying more options.
Yeah, more options. Yep.
Because everybody loves that little one that could. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? They always do something crazy, something different, something a little more homemade.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And just like you, I try to find new haunts to hit every year.
yeah, in our area I found 2.
There you go.
It really makes 40% hard to do.
True.
Traveling.
When we look ahead to this 2026 season, what should haunts be preparing for right now?
This is section 9.
future. What should they be prepping for the 2026 haunt season coming up?
I don't know. I mean, me not being a haunt owner, because
With
one of your
with-
last comments said that we're not haunt owners, so we can't talk about it.
with TikTok and YouTube changing their algorithm to shorts, I think they need to get ready for the new customer.
Well, the shorter attention spans.
All that, but the
You know.
new customer, like
Yeah.
people that have never done this before. I
Yeah.
saw a lot of them last year, and I think they're going to get even more this year
Yeah.
The newbie.
with the newbie. Not the seasonal guy, not the 1 a year guy,
Right.
but the newbie.
The one
Like,
that's never been to a haunt before. It still blows me away that, I mean, obviously I understand kids get older and they start getting into their teen years and then they can go, but it's weird to see someone who's in their 20s or 30s who've never been to a haunted house before.
We saw that.
Mhm.
I know an owner that did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, but I think it's going to be like the dawn of the new newbie.
Yeah.
So I'd be bracing your walls because we don't know how they're going to react.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Probably the other thing is possibly more codes or insurance things. I know that one of the things for insurance was they can't have the moving floors anymore, where you would walk on it and it would shift left or right. Insurance companies pretty much nationwide will not insure your haunt if you have that, because you can have uneven floors, you can have ones that roll, you can have an escalator in there, things like that, but it's that
That
stepping
plate.
from a flat surface to one that automatically shifts without having any sort of preconceived notion of it. That's an automatic fall risk, and haunts cannot control it in any way, shape, or form. You could put rails, you could put all sorts of shit up there. It is an incontrollable body function that happens, and insurance is like, nope. So they're gonna have. I wouldn't be surprised if there is some more of that. As injuries come up every year, there's a new code or regulation they have to follow.
That sucks. I like those.
Yeah, those are pretty much out everywhere.
Yeah, but there's ways around that. You can do the squished floor. You
Right.
can do,
Oh yeah.
I'm seeing a lot more of the slanted rooms where you got to go up and over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that with the TikTok craze and the YouTube changing their whole algorithm to shorts, it's going to be a lot of people seeing that 30-second snippet and saying, "Hey, mom, I want to go here." Or, "Hey, you want to go here for like Saturday night?" I think it's going to be a lot of people that don't know what haunts are coming out this season.
Right. Yep.
I agree.
That's where I'm at. And TikTok's had a problem the last couple days.
Really?
Me and the Scare Factor have been talking, and some of our videos got like no views. That doesn't happen.
But you have like 50, 100, 150 likes.
No. This is something different. There's
something
nothing
different.
on there. So me and her posted a video daily. Hers got none. Mine got none. Now you're talking. They have 100,000 followers. I have 14,000 followers.
Right. They should
For
at
not
least have
one view.
Right.
So she took that down, thinking it was flagged, and put up another one. That got no views. Mine got no views. So then we tried it again today. It's the same thing. So
I wonder if it's like they're trying to understand, like yours is Halloween related, so they're pushing it down because it's not season.
but not one view.
Right. They're not showing it to anyone because it's not.
Well, we have followers. It would come up
No.
there.
Huh?
We have followers. It would come into their feed.
Not necessarily. Not if TikTok is physically pushing it down because it's not seasonal for it. Like their AI has decided if it has this in it, or it talks about this, says the word, because their AI goes through your entire audio and catches words. That's how they catch bad things. That's how they catch threats and things like that. So they catch the word Halloween and they go, well, it's not Halloween time. Nobody will want to see this because it's AI and it's stupid. It'll shove it way, way down because it doesn't think anybody wants to see that right now because it's January. But if you said football, like go put one up and just talk about football the whole time and then say haunted houses or something like that. I bet you if you put one about football, boop, it'll shoot up because it's football season.
It's weird.
Know?
Maybe.
I think it has something to
he's
do
onto something.
with their inner workings of the AI to stop it from being seen because they believe it's not relevant, which is
I'll
stupid.
see what hashtags they used and which ones I used. We'll see.
Yeah, put hashtag NFL in there, just right in the middle of one of your things. I guarantee you'll get views. I do that with honestly with Terror Tours. I put like NCAA football or NFL or Snickers or Stranger Things. I do. There's every once in a while you'll see if you look at my hashtags, somewhere in there it's one that has nothing to do with it.
You're a mess. But I do want to thank you for taking an hour and a half out of your time to go over the haunt season and
I'm snowed in. I ain't doing nothing.
where we're at. Yeah, we busted our asses to get our cars out today.
Yeah. I sat here most of the day. But no, I think honestly, I think that the haunt industry is still on an upward trajectory.
Yeah,
I
think it's going to be a very weather depending, a very very strong season.
I think because I've already been talking to vendors that are going to Transworld, and they're all thinking that last year was a year to get money, not because they didn't spend a lot at Transworld last year. The sales were down for some of the vendors. So what they're thinking is they didn't buy a lot. They made enough. They maybe had a couple of off-season events. They got a little more money, and they said, this year, I'm going to change all of this. I'm going to change all my lighting. I'm going to change all my makeup. I'm going to do this. I want to buy all these props. I want to do this, this, and this. So this year might be the year to spend the money they made last year versus just kind of spend money each year. I think some haunts maybe kept some money back last year. I think a lot of haunts had a good year in 24. So they were just kind of waiting to see what happened again with the election. And so I think this year we're going to see a lot of improvements with haunts, building wise and stuff. And we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. Only got a couple more months left.
That's right. Or for some of us, it's 2 weeks. You got haunts to go to in 2 weeks.
Yeah, shit, I do.
See? It never ends.
Shit, I do. I gotta make those.
You only got like 3 months out of the year. You don't have a haunt to go to, so
Yeah, we'll be at Penhurst the 13th, Harrah's the 14th, and Laurel's the 21st.
And if anybody's down here in Texas, you can come to Dark Hour and see me act. Well, you can't see me because you won't know where I am.
They're doing the 14th and 15th, right?
13th and 14th. Friday. It's Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, they're doing, and we're doing the glow stick thing, where you walk through, and if the actor can see your glow stick, they I think they can't get you if they see the glow stick. I'll have to learn that.
You want to have that straight before getting them.
Well, chances are they're going to put me in one of the rooms where I don't have to worry about that, where I'm behind something and scaring somebody. I won't be one of the character actors where I'm walking around doing that. They leave that to the good actors. I'm the guy who reaches out and goes, boo. Yeah. So yeah.
And we will be at Harrah's very early in the day, so get ready for some different kind of videos.
Yeah, maybe you guys can come out and say hi to Jared and Terry. They'll sign autographs.
I have signed autographs.
Yes.
So there you go. Yeah, come meet them out there and go see haunts with them.
I sign titties all the time. It's amazing.
Yeah, you signed mine. I haven't washed it off yet. Do people want to see it?
That always makes her crack up laughing. I'm signing babies. I'm signing titties. It's just craziness.
Baby butts and titties. Got it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Troy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next time you'll be on, I'm sure it'll be before we announce the territories, but we'll figure that out by then.
It's flying fast. I just put the sponsor video up, so
Territories RIP. Get ready. Sponsor videos up. Media sponsor.
Media sponsor. Just the media sponsor.
Just the media sponsor. That's all I do. I'll do shit. All right, but we're gonna get out of here. We'll see you guys after this Valentine's Day. If you see us, come bother us.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it, I'll take a fan.